It is always an honor and a privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, but it's particularly gratifying when the speaker is one of Auburn University at Montgomery's own. We are pleased to welcome Dr. Rick Bright to our ceremony today. What makes this occasion even more special than usual is the fact that Dr. Bright is one of our own, as I said a few minutes ago. He earned a bachelor's degree from Auburn University at Montgomery in 1997, graduating magna cum laude in biology and physical sciences before earning his doctorate in immunology and molecular pathogenesis from Emory University. Since completing his studies, Dr. Bright has distinguished himself as an internationally respected subject matter expert in biodefense, emergency preparedness and response, pharmaceutical innovation, as well as vaccine, drug, and diagnostic development. Dr. Bright has served as an advisor to the presidential administrations, as well as the World Health Organization and the National Academy of Sciences, just to name a few entities. As Chief Executive Officer of the Rockefeller Foundation Pandemic Prevention Institute, Dr. Bright led the integration of technology, data analytics, and network of global partners to help detect, prevent, and contain a variety of potential pandemic threats. Before his tenure at the Rockefeller Foundation, Dr. Bright served as the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response and the Director of Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority in the United States Department of Health and Human Services. While we've had some pretty distinguished commencement speakers during my time here at AUM, Dr. Bright's record of service and excellence is difficult to top. His efforts to lead innovative vaccine development and expand vaccine manufacturing has been impactful to a variety of developing nations as well as the United States. During his time focusing on vaccine, therapeutics, and diagnostic development for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Bright earned the Charles C. Shepard Science Award for Scientific Excellence. Given that experience, it should come to no surprise that Dr. Bright's knowledge and expertise are valued in the public and private sector. Dr. Bright serves as an advisor to a variety of organizations, including venture fund and financial investment groups. His extensive service includes membership on the executive board for the New York Academy of Sciences International Science Reserve, as well as the board for the global nonprofit FINDX. He's also a member of the Science and Technical Advisory Board of the 100-Day Mission, also serves as Senior Fellow at the Foreign Policy Association, and is a member of the Council of Foreign Relations. As if he isn't busy enough, Dr. Bright also serves on the Scientific Advisory Board for the Global Biotechnology Quigen. We're deeply appreciative of Dr. Bright's contributions to our nation, and we are honored to welcome here today as our commencement speaker. Please join me in giving Dr. Rick Bright a very nice, warm Warhawk welcome.
I'm going to slip this off for this so I don't get too animated and toss it across the room. Good morning, Auburn University Montgomery Warhawks. I have to do it again, Chancellor. Good morning, Auburn University Montgomery Warhawks. I am honored to be here today to celebrate your commencement with Chancellor Stockton, with distinguished guests from around the world here and streaming online, with the faculty and the staff and the alumni and friends and your families, and most of all you, the incredible class of 2023, the largest in history for AUM. Congratulations. Like you, I sat in one of those chairs 26 years ago, daring to dream about the person or the scientist that I hoped to become. I was full of pride for my accomplishments, grateful for those who had helped me get to this point, and uncertain, if not anxious, about what the future held. I suspect many of you are sharing these same emotions right now. But today is about you, not about me. But I wanted to briefly share with you how my experience here at AUM prepared me for major life lessons, including the opportunity to change a global narrative and save lives. For most of my life, I was a follower, content to just survive in difficult times. I was wayward, hardly a model student when I walked through these doors. And it took me a long time to focus, to get serious, and to get a college education. I failed dozens of times. And as I tried to turn my life around, it was challenging before I found AUM. I was 27 years old. Even Dr. Jeff Barksdale, the professor here who would become my mentor, expressed reservations based on my previous failures and my, let's call it, an unremarkable transcript at that time. However, Dr. Barksdale told me if I would give it my all, then he would do the same. No one had ever expressed that level of support for me in my life. And because of his commitment, I, like you, knew I had found a home. I will never be able to adequately thank Jeff. But will you please join me in thanking him and all of the faculty and staff here today who helped shape our lives? Here at AUM, I found courage, I found confidence, and I found strength. And the cornerstone of my strength that you now share stems from that kind of support, as well as a culture and an environment that fosters individual growth and social responsibility. With that strength, I mustered the necessary courage to knock on doors across the globe. Many remained shut, but I persisted, and eventually some of them opened. And passing through those doors afforded me the opportunity to learn, to share, to teach, empower, and build bridges. And those bridges would ultimately become vital as the world faced the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, allow me to digress for just a moment. Recently, one of my Gen Z colleagues taught me a phrase that provides me guidance when I embark upon new challenges. It's called "do it with fear." At first, I thought it was just bad grammar, as well as strange advice. I thought that all major steps in life should be taken fearlessly, but I was wrong. Do it with fear motivates and drives us to be courageous, even when doing so is frightening. Speaking truth to power, confronting authority, calling out injustices, and demanding change requires such courage. You must let your fear empower you. And success is never guaranteed, but regardless of those initial results, I promise you good things will still happen. Let me give you an example. Little did I know that I would face one of the greatest challenges in my lifetime in early 2020 at the outset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Based on my education, my training, my experience in life, I faced the greatest ethical and moral dilemma of my lifetime. I saw millions of people around the world, getting sick and dying, while political leadership was in denial of the very existence of the public health crisis. Byzantine and often corrupt political bureaucracies ground efforts to save lives to a halt. And I knew that we needed to put science first and follow established public health protocols, and to do so, I had to break some glass. I knew that only science, and not politics or cronyism, would lead the world through this crisis. This required calling out those responsible for political and industrial profiteering and corruption. Now, I had a choice. I could remain silent and watch people die unnecessarily, or I could speak up and change the trajectory of the pandemic. But I felt if I remained silent, I would be complicit and no better than those in power. I chose to use my voice to save lives and to restore science to its rightful position. And the strong words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. reminded me that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. And centuries before, Voltaire said, "Every man is guilty of all of the good he did not do." Now, all of you are facing major challenges in life. The last 3 years have only added to the complexities of those challenges, with remote schooling, social isolation, unemployment and job disruptions, sickness, and the loss of your loved ones. This has taxed everyone's physical and mental health, and it still hurts. But it is a testament to your stamina and the perseverance that you have managed to do to keep your focus on the prize of graduating. Despite the obstacles, you finished what you started, and your successes are nothing short of Herculean. Some of you are traditional students, and many of you are, like me, non-traditional. But you are America. You are soldiers in the military. You are working mothers and fathers. You are first responders serving on the front line in your family and in your communities. Many of you work multiple jobs to make ends meet, and some of you are the first in your family to get a college degree. Whichever roads you have traveled to get here today, you are all trailblazers, and I say congratulations. But we must not forget that we are here in historic Montgomery, Alabama, home of civil rights movement leaders. Montgomery was the destination of the March from Selma. Montgomery was the site of Dr. King's "How long, not long" speech. Montgomery spawned freedom rides and bus boycotts and the arrest of Rosa Parks. Montgomery has long been and continues to be an epicenter of change, and you are her newest ambassadors. You are agents of change, and you are charged with curving Dr. King's arc of history towards justice. And the world around you is evolving at perhaps the fastest rate in history. Artificial intelligence will soon put its mark on virtually every area of life. With it, much of what we hold today as true, especially in science, will change. And managing this power will be difficult. But the benefits that we can realize in terms of improved communications and healthcare and business management must be protected from the misuse in the forms of intellectual and financial property theft, dissemination of misinformation and disinformation, and propagation and perpetuation of social discord. The strains on the world order today rival those borne by the greatest generation who lived through the Great Depression and World War II. But like much of the world today, our beloved country is riven by political polarization, by nationalism, by isolationism, by discrimination and violence. And such thinking is quick to stigmatize those who look, believe, or act differently as scapegoats. And again, I turn to Voltaire, who reminds us that anyone who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. So wake up. These movements erode the foundations of our democracy. They challenge the integrity of our judiciary, and they limit our personal freedoms, including the point of questioning our choices of how to worship and who to love. But our experience here emboldens us to find our voices and to speak truth to power, because our voices will change the world for the better. Just last month, the Tennessee Three gave us an inspiring example of this principle in action. They courageously spoke out against systemic injustice and corruption within the state government, risking their own safety and livelihood. And their goal may have been to affect state politics, but they ended up igniting a national movement and showed that a chorus of only 3 voices can challenge and transform the status quo. And they did it with fear. They let their fear empower them. And this serves as a reminder that speaking truth to power is not just a choice for a few, it's a duty that we all share. AUM teaches us how to learn and how to lead. It's where I found my voice and where I hope you found yours. When your moment comes of the great decisions in your life, think about the many people who are impactful in your life and the sacrifices that they made to help you get here today. When I reflected upon my experience at AUM in that moment of crisis, I saw an opportunity to pay it back. Instead of standing on someone else's shoulders, I offered mine. And I was afraid. I was scared to death at times. But I let my fear empower me. And now I challenge you, graduates. I challenge you to become the shoulders to stand on. Be the mentors and the role models for the generations that will follow you. With humility and grace, show them what's possible. I challenge you to support this institution that has provided so much. By giving back, you will not only shape the future of AUM, but you will also do your part in shaping a better future for the world. With your help, AUM will continue to grow. As I walk through these halls, I'm so excited to see what you've done here, what you've built, what you've created, the legacy you left behind. I'm excited about the new science complex that's going to open soon. This complex will be the center of scientific exploration and debate and community engagement, right here in Montgomery, Alabama. It will prepare leaders for a variety of careers and across many disciplines, and they will approach and solve problems such as cancer and obesity and heart disease and infant mortality and health equity. Now, I know some of you are already giving back, raising your voices for equality, for love, and for democracy. It's a beautiful thing, and I ask you to encourage others around you to do the same. Because according to our friend Voltaire, it's not enough to fight the fight. it is also necessary to win. The three most powerful tools you have in your life are your voice, your vote, and your love. Never be too scared to use them. And even as you do it with fear, I'm still causing a lot of trouble, good trouble. But it's because I'm one of you, the AUM family. And when you cause your good trouble, I'm confident that you will make a difference. You can speak truth to power. I know you will, because you know now you must. We were put on this earth to make it better. We are better prepared because AUM teaches us not only facts and skills, but how to learn. I implore you to hold on to what you've learned here, but never hesitate to alter it, to augment it, and sometimes even replace some of those holdings as your education continues. Life is a great teacher. You, my dear graduates, are uniquely qualified to act when others cannot. You know what's right. You are tough. You have already climbed one mountain. Now head to your next mountain with fortitude, with humility, with empathy and kindness, and yes, a little fear. Stand up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult. Show the world that love is stronger than hate. And do it with fear. When you feel fear, your body reacts. When you feel fear, your mind reacts. When you feel fear, your soul reacts. When you feel fear, that is your signal to act. Let your fear empower you, and always remember the power of your voice, your vote, and your love. Thank you, and congratulations, and God bless you.